guys, it's Cindy. This is week 3 of our Fundamentals Level 1 ATS class. It's Monday night at 5:30. If you have any question on anything we covered today in class, you can shoot me a message. And for more information on classes, you can visit www.irietravel.com/class info. Thanks for joining me. Bye.
We are officially on week 3. I know that's kind of weird. Sorry about last week. We had a lot of stuff going on. With week 3, what we are starting out with, we are starting out with our P's and Q's drill. We're going to do it a couple times, and then we are going to work on some slow movements today. So we're going to be doing the propeller turn, we're doing the corkscrew turn, and we're also going to try to get into the reverse turn. If we don't get into the reverse turn, it'll be fine, we'll pick it up next week. And since it is week 3, we are going to be having our zills. Since you guys are on mute, I can't hear you, so I know that you're all amazing zillers, so I don't have to worry about it too much. So I'm going to go ahead and put on a song. You don't need your zills right now. I'm going to put mine on just so they're on. I'm putting on a couple songs, and we're going to be doing our P's and Q's drill, which is the pivot bump, Egyptian, Arabic, shimmy, and working directly on those cues and really exaggerating them so that way they're clear and concise and easy to follow. Like I said, mute yourself anytime when you come on. If you need to unmute to ask a question, please feel free to do that. I want to be able to interact with you that way. So I'm going to turn on some music. not last week, before, we went into the Egyptian, we were talking about moving it forward. And remember, when you move your Egyptian forward, it's that hip, and then a step, hip, step, hip, step. And when you go backwards, it's hip, step, hip, step, hip, step. So we're going to be traveling those a lot. So get your zills on if you don't already have them on. And we're going to do the P's and Q's combo again, but with only using our zills. So we're just going to do the 3. So the Longa, which is that right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. I believe on week 1, I went ahead and put a drill up there for you guys to be able to start working on your zills. That way when we got here, we wouldn't have to spend as much time going on over that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 concept of that Longa. And remember, just like I said in the video, that if you're left-handed, it's totally okay for you to count them as left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. It's just going to confuse you. You count it as the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 3, 4, but 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's not going to matter if you hit with your right or your left. So however you want to count it. When we do it with the shimmy, it's that and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. So that actually might be able to help you find a downbeat. So if I ever say find the downbeat, your downbeat is actually hit number 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, and a 1. So your downbeat is that 1, 2, 3 over here. So and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4 may help. However, it's going to be easiest for you to get that into your muscle memory in your fingers. That's how I want you to do it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the P's and Q's combo again, adding our 3 zills. So we'll start off slow, and then we'll go faster. I'm going to try to change the move every 8 to 16 counts, so that way I don't, 1, spend too much time on one move, and 2, don't change them too quickly, so that 16 count might help. Okay? So pivot bump, Egyptian, Arabic, and shimmy. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, and a 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8. And a 1, 3, 4, 5. a thing right now for you guys. Sorry about that. Any questions, comments, or concerns? No? We're good? Okay. Like I said, that drill video that I put up a couple weeks ago, it should be pretty clear, and it should give you guys a pretty good basis to follow and drill off of. So let's do that one more time. This time we're going to add a lot of movement to it. So we're going to be doing the pivot bump to the left and to the right and forward. Remember, the pivot bump goes forward, but it does not go backwards. So once we hit the pivot bump forward, since it's the P.E.A.S drill, we'll Egyptian backwards. And that Egyptian is that touch, step, touch, step. Arabic goes backwards and forward. Egyptian goes backwards and forwards too. Arabic goes backwards, forwards, and in a personal circle. It can go in either direction. And your shimmy goes backwards, forwards, and in a personal circle as well. So if you let it pivoting forward, pivot bump forward, choo-choo forward, you can use your shimmy, Egyptian, or Arabic to come back, and all will be well in the world. All right, so 3 drills, that way, that's right, Longa. And here we go. Oh, for this drill, I want you guys to be watching your feet a little bit. Be aware of, don't stand there and watch your feet, of course, but be aware of your performance angles and which you're in. If you're in that not as severe or that severe, and when you're traveling, make sure that you're traveling in the right angle. If it falls flat and it ends up going flat when you travel, don't worry about it. Just kind of readjust when we go personal circle, and then you'll be able to catch back onto your performance angle. And also watch your arms, especially, oh, pardon me. Whew, pardon me, sorry. Watch your arms, especially in the Arabic. So that Arabic tends to, when we started here, sometimes your personal circle, you'll land it here. Be really aware of what your arms are doing in that personal circle, so you don't land up looking like Superman, okay? All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna come back to me. It's gone now, but it was, it's gone. It'll come back, I promise. And when I remember it, I'll just like interrupt what we're doing and I'll come back to it. Yeah, it's fun. All right, so we're going to, from here on out, be doing that P.E.A.S drill with our zills because we will be dancing every fast move from now on with our zills. I know sometimes on Zoom it's a little bit hard to play music and zill too, so this means you guys will become very proficient at acapelling zills, which means that you have no other music with you, so by the time we do actually get to be with people and dance to live music or canned music, which is pre-recorded music, we'll be really proficient at those. So go ahead and put your zills aside for now. Get a drink of water if you need. I remember what I was going to say. Haha. Alright, so when I was doing the shimmy, and when I faded the shimmy, or when I walked the shimmy backwards and forward, it started out here, and when I walked it backwards, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The reason why I did that is to train your arms to get used to going up and down. Because when we fade these movements, when you have 3 or 4 people, your arms have to go up, so we fade on the skinny. Alright, so if our shimmy is here, we obviously can't do a fade where we come straight back like this because we would clothesline people. But you want to make sure that you're adding flow and movement to your arms and not just going up, down. Okay, so you want to take, if you're using an 8 count beat, use 4 and 4. So bring your arms up on 4 and then down on 4. So for here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you want to make sure that you're not keeping your arms at clothesline position while you're fading. And you're just not shooting your arms up in the air when you do go to fade, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to make sure you're adding that fluidity to it. Also, when you turn your shimmy in a personal circle, you have choices. You can keep those arms down at your performance tabletop. You can keep them in here. So here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can turn it just like this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Or you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just make sure that you're using each count as an up and a down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're gradually bringing your arms down for the 5, 6, 7, 8. The 1, 2, 3 bar is pretty up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like I said, just make sure that you can do that as a fluid movement up and down, and not just shoot up and shoot down. And don't clothesline your partners because they wouldn't like that very much. Full contact ATS. So with that, if you forget and you decide, I want to fade this back, and you're in your shimmy here and you decide you want to fade it back, but you forget to put your arms up in the air, the only thing that's going to happen is if you come backwards, the people behind you aren't going to be able to come around you. So what you're basically doing here is you're pushing everybody backwards. So if that happens to you and your leader does that to you, so if I'm here and my leader is coming backwards, don't just shoot around and try to find an opening to where, so that way you're fading. Just let them bring you back and let them take you forward with those arms down. Don't try to go under and limbo the arm to get that fade in there because it's supposed to be there, okay? So it's improv. So it's not a mistake, it's just part of the dance, right? Okay, so that was what I wanted to tell you that I remember. All right, so we're going to go into our propeller turn, our corkscrew turn, and very possibly our reverse turn, but definitely the propeller and the corkscrew. The propeller and the corkscrew turn are two very similar movements. The arm positions are primarily the same. The only thing that changes is the movement at the end. So, for the corkscrew turn first, it is 0 to 8 floreos. So if you do no floreos, that's cool. If you do 5 floreos, that's cool. If you do 8 floreos, that's cool. If you do 9 floreos, I don't know if anything bad will happen. Probably not. But it's 0 to 8. So we start here with your arms above your head. In performance angle. You bring your right arm down. Regular floreo. 1 and 2. Up. 3 and 4. Left arm down. 5 and 6. Left arm up. 7 and 8. Both arms down to tabletop. Both arms up. Right foot over left. Turn as you bring the ball of energy down. And then gracefully bring your arms up. So I'll do it facing you one time. So it's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, down, up, and turn to here. And then gracefully bring your arms up. Your arms come down during the turn. They stay here until you reach the front again. And then they come up, leading with your elbows up. Okay? So we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arms down. Arms up. Turn. Arms still down. And lead with your elbows back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn. Float up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down. Up and turn. Float up. Okay? So that turn, it's not necessarily a whip around turn. The biggest thing you have to remember is to keep your hips straight. So if I do this, see how my right hip goes down? If I try to turn with my right hip down here, it's going to throw me off balance, and I'm going to end up losing my balance and having a little stutter step. So when you bring your right foot over, bend your left knee so you're straight again. Turn, making sure they're straight. Here. That's going to help you be able to keep your balance while you turn. It doesn't have to be, like I said, a quick spin. You could walk through it. You can spin through it, but not quickly. Have it more as a controlled spin, a controlled turn. Okay? So here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, turn, draw your arms up here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, down, up, turn, and draw. So your arms, you want to make sure that when you're bringing your arms down, that you're keeping them at tabletop with your elbows pointed up. So here, see how it's straight here? My elbows pointed up. 1 and 2. My whole arm didn't move when I did that floreo. And it's not 1 and 2. It's right here, 1 and 2. So upper part of your arm is straight. That fluidity is coming from your wrist. Elbow is pointed up. Here. 1 and 2. Draw. 3 and 4. Draw. Now when you bring your arms down, you're going to have your elbows up. If I stood this way, and I'm bringing my arms down like this. So I'm not bringing them down like this. I'm having them here, and then I'm bringing them down like this. Okay, so the elbows are still up, upper arm is still straight. your arms coming down, your hands coming down a little bit here, and your elbows up. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arms down to tabletop, arms up above your head, turn, draw it all the way down, let it finish down, and then draw your arms up. If you get around really quick, don't feel the need that you have to draw your arms up as quickly as you can. So if I'm here, 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 and around, if I get here and my arms are here, I'm going to finish my movement here, and then I'm going to draw up. I'm not going to come around here and then just be like, oh, look, oh, right? So you want to make sure that you're giving that energy all the way down and then releasing to draw it back up. Don't cut your move short. All right, so that's the corkscrew turn. We're going to do the propeller turn, which is the same, but different. All right, so the propeller turn is 0 to 10 floreos. You can do 0 floreos, you can do 5 floreos, 10 floreos. If you do 11 floreos, nothing will happen. Nothing. I guarantee you nothing will happen. But don't do it. So we're up. And 1, 2. All this is the same as the corkscrew. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is where it turns different. 9, 10. Cock your wrist. Arm comes to 4 o'clock. Here, right foot over left. Turn, 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 turn. And then draw your hands up and out. So I'm doing it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cock down to 4 o'clock. Turn. And then draw my hands here and up. They're not super close together. They're right here. Okay? And it's kind of like you have a veil and you're pulling your veil. As Carolina said like years ago, pull your veil. So I always think of that. Arm stays at that 4 o'clock. It doesn't come all the way down to your hip. If it comes all the way down to your hip, light will go on. Foot, try to keep it up here. What's going to happen if you bring anytime you bring your arms too close to your hips, you have a really good chance of getting stuck to yourself. I've done it lots of times. You don't want to get stuck to yourself. So anytime you have it there, you want to make sure that you are far enough away to have a nice angle and then pull up. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you see that happening, that's not a thing. That's just where you have to make sure that you're staying in your performance angle. Here, arms are drawing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cock. 4 o'clock. Turn. And pull your arms out. Okay? So you're pulling just like this, making it very nice, strong lines. Any questions? Okay, that one too, hips are straight, so make sure you're not doing this. When you're turning here, make sure your left knee bends a little bit, it'll help you get that better stability. Turn, 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 turn. And then here, you'll see me always put my left foot behind. That's not a thing. It's just something I do. You don't have to do it. Any questions? No? Okay, so I'm going to put on a slow song. And we're going to do our body wave, our tuck seam, arm undulations, propeller turn, and corkscrew turn. Okay. turns is a spin, you always have one foot planted at all times. A turn, you're changing weight between feet. Okay, so on that turn, here I start on the ball of this foot and I'm actually on the heel of my left. As I turn and switch, I'm now on the ball of my left foot and the heel of my right. Here I'm switching back to the ball of my right onto the heel. And then when I come back around is when I am flat foot on both. So a turn is a weight shift on both feet. Okay, so basically using both feet, same amount. If you turn around and you feel like you're throwing yourself off balance, that's what your left leg is for, and that's what your left foot's for. So if you find yourself here and turn, see how if I didn't have this foot planted in that severe performance angle, if I'd have had it here, I'd have kind of wandered over. But since I turned and I planted it here, I'm able to use this as my stopper, so I won't overshoot when I come here. You'll see that left foot go behind sometimes, and you'll also see this right foot come forward. That's also a kickstand for me. So if I do this, see how I wobble a little bit, but then I'm still a little bit off balance, so I just bring my foot here, and then I'm back on balance. So you have to learn to utilize your feet, utilize your feet, right? But you have to learn to utilize them to stop you so you can actually do a quick stop and a rebalance along with keeping your hips straight. Okay, questions, comments, concerns? They're regular floreos, not reverse floreos. It may look like I'm doing a reverse floreo, but I actually start my floreo above my head here, and it's floreo, okay? So I use the negative space, which is all this here, as part of my floreo. So you won't see me do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 normally. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here in this negative space is the beginning of my 1. It ends here, and then I do 2. I start my 3 and then do my 4 above my head. And then my 5 is here, 6 is here, 7, and then 8's above my head. So you use your negative space and you learn to have that nice fluidity throughout your hand on that entire spectrum that you're moving your arms. Cool. Questions? Comments? Concerns? That's not a move. All right, so we're going to our reverse turn. Reverse turn uses reverse floreos. There's 5 floreos in a reverse turn. There's not 6. There's not 4. There's 5. And there's actually specific spots that they're supposed to be in. So the cue that you're going to go into a reverse floreo, or I'm not a reverse floreo, a reverse turn. Arms are above your head. You, floreo above your head. There's your 1. Bring your arm down with the floreo. 2, 3 as you turn, 4 at chest level, and then 5 above your head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All reverse floreos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all reverse floreos there. So right now we're just going to put the feet and the arms in there, and then we're going to add the floreos to that. So that way your body can get it. So in performance angle here, you're going to take your right arm and you're going to bring it down, kind of into that back corner, to right here, to your hip. The way you're going to do that is you're going to bring your right leg and your right arm are going to move at the same time. So it's going to go, and 1. So you kind of want to have both boobs, both chests, pointed into that front right corner. My left foot is still in that left or your right shoulder, sorry. Come back to the front, and then split your arms here. Okay? So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5 arms and floreo, they're not, hold on. Okay, 4 and 5 arms are not, they're not that. 4 and 5 arms are here, and then fluid and fluid. So it's 2 floreos as your 1 and 2 and. So you don't pause at any one spot. Okay? So we're here. I'll do it facing you so you can see the angles that you need to be in. So if your mirror's in front of you, you're standing in your performance angle here, and it's the 10 o'clock performance angle. Arms up, open here. Here's your 1, and then here's your 2. So see how this arm, I actually have to draw it back a little bit further, and I'm still with my face as I turn it to look backwards. Okay, so I'm not doing that. I'm being gradual about it. So it's like, goodbye, and then I look. Chest in the right front corner. Turn back to your severe performance angle here, and then floreo, floreo. So what you want to avoid is this. I just basically took my arm here and I did this. You don't want to do that. You want it to be more dramatic into that corner, okay? So this is one where you have to really test your arm and that exaggerated backwards. It may be exaggerated a little bit, but again, if I'm here, I'm looking over there, but if I were to turn my head here and look at that corner where my chest is, my ear and my elbow, they're all aligned. I'm just turning my head to look that way. So your alignment stays the same. What you're doing is just keeping that arm there and then moving your head. So a different set of muscles are working. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. And I know that we have some mobility issues with getting your arms way above your head. Don't fight it. It'll eventually all happen. So we're here. Okay? So 1 and 2. Turn 3, 4, and 5. Up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Another thing with your arm, it's going to come in and down. You're not just going to go here, and you're not going to go there. The reason why you're not going to do this, the strong arm. It's too close to what the strong arm looks like, so you could actually be cueing another move accidentally, and everybody behind you will be a little bit confused. Questions? Comments? Concerns? No? We're good? All right, so music again, and we're going to do the propeller, corkscrew, reverse, body wave, top seam, arm undulations, and you're going to see me walking forward and walking backwards with my arm undulation, remembering to stay in my performance angle, and I'm walking on that straight tightrope, noon and 6 o'clock. Okay. When you're doing your corkscrew and your propeller turn, when you're doing those turns, your body's in performance angle for all of this, right? Here. When you do the turns, don't flatten out and then just turn. What you need to do is right foot over left. Try to keep your chest here as much as you can. So when you turn, see how your bottom half is actually moving and arriving before you. So it's kind of like you're chasing here. Your hips are coming around already. Your chest follows. So make sure your corkscrew and propeller turn that both are doing that same thing here. So when you turn, you pop back into performance angle and you don't have to think about it too much. So, ta-da, week 3. Belated week 3, but still week 3. So we covered the propeller turn, the corkscrew turn, and the reverse turn. And we went over our P's and Q's and our zills, the Longa pattern. If you guys have any questions about anything we covered, shoot me a message, and I will answer it, I promise. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys more than you know.